Welcome to ID's Content University. Ooh, yeah! We love being here. Thank you. Today, I'm going to take you guys through everything from equipment to filming setup to my workflow to even storytelling. And at the end, you're going to get a certificate because honestly, you are a star. Okay, let's get right into it. First things first, equipment. My camera is the Sony ZV-E10. That's the camera I'm using right now. I use it for everything. Basically, all my talking head videos and sometimes even my vlogs outside of my phone. This is the camera that I use. I got it off Amazon for about £550. Outside of my Sony ZV-E10, I use my iPhone 11, which you see here. I use it for vlogging as well whenever I'm not using my Sony ZV-E10. But on Instagram, my talking head videos is usually my camera. And if I'm not able to use my camera, I use my phone. These are the two cameras that I use. The lens. So this lens that I'm currently using is the Viltrox 23mm f1.4 lens. It's quite a tight angle. It's quite tight, like on my face. There are some other lenses that could get you a wider angle, and this is not an issue with talking head videos, but I find when I want to vlog, it's kind of a struggle. I have to like shift it the furthest. Whenever I want like a wider angle with vlogging, I just use my iPhone 11. I would like to be more versatile and get like a wider angle lens, but currently this is all I have and can afford for now, so I'm gonna stick by it. I got this lens for about £300 off of Amazon also. The mic that I use, the mic I'm currently using is Hollyland. Let me get the pack for you. There it is. This is my mic. It is the Hollyland Lark Mark 1 wireless. Okay, Hollyland Lark M1 wireless lavalier microphone. All these. So it has this receiver and there is, let me show you. This is my camera and my lens attached to it. This is my microphone receiver. So I connect it to the camera with this cord. And then this here is for speaking into it, and then that transmits it to the camera. I got it for about £100 off Amazon as well. I love it so much because I used to use the Logitech Blue Yeti mic, I think that's what it's called, and to it into my old videos on Instagram. But I used to have to hold a mic and it couldn't connect directly to my camera, so I had to record audio on my laptop and then edit it and mash them both together. But since I got this, I just connect that to my camera, connect this to me, and that's it. I think it makes the editing process, the whole production process, so much easier for me. So yeah, this is my current bestie. Lighting. Currently, I use sunlight and whatever light exists in the house. As you can see, currently the sunlight is failing me. It's going down on me and will soon disappear, which is why I have to try and speed this up and maximize as much sunlight as I can get. But currently, I just sit in front of a window. So yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do. I find the nearest window and I sit in front of it, pretty much. However, I did used to have a light. This was before I moved out of the UK. I had to give away a lot of my things, so because I needed to just go with 2 suitcases, and I gave away my light because I didn't think I really needed it. I didn't always use it, especially when there was sunlight. I didn't always use the light, but it could be essential for people who like to film at any time of the day and night, because it's very useful sometimes when you're not able to shoot in the day, you can shoot at night. It was a generic photography soft box lighting kit that I found on Amazon. I will link it or show you a picture of what it looked like, but I got it for around £77. So it was just like 2 standing lights with 2 sub boxes and like huge bulbs that I could screw inside of it, and the light was really bright, but I had the soft box around it to kind of soften it up a little bit, and I would keep one like right beside me, like kind of lighting up my face a little bit, and I'll point one to my background to light that up too. Sometimes I would only need to use one, to be honest. The second thing that I used to use was kind of a light, like what you see is a light at the back, kind of separating me from the background. I think that's one thing that creates a really good ambience in talking head videos like this. So I used to use one LED light. It was just like a strip, like a stick, basically a strip of light that I would place on a table somewhere behind me, and I would make it whatever color I want. I got it for around £50 on Amazon. My tripod is the Victive 63 to 73 inch tripod. I got it off Amazon for £37. That is the sum up of my equipment. What music do I use? Currently, I get my music from Epidemic Sound. However, I used to get my music from Thematic Sound as well. I think Thematic is better for people who are using it for free. I think Epidemic is like when you're ready to make an investment. Currently, I pay £14 for Epidemic Sound, and for Thematic Sound, I didn't have to pay anything. So I used the free version, and I used all the free music I could find. What if I am on a budget? The thing about content creation, you can't, as a content creator, look to people who have been creating content for years and start comparing your content to them. Yes, you want to benchmark and you want to aim for excellence, but you also do not want to compare yourself into a place of timidity. People start somewhere. If you see my old videos, you will cry for me. I started with my phone, and my phone wasn't even an iPhone 11 at the time, but I still did the best I could. I think the beauty of content comes from the story that you are telling, not the equipment that you're able to use. I think even till today, I'm not the best editor, but people think I am because I'm able to tell a good story. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm bad at editing, or I'm not like trying to talk down on what I can do, but I'm saying compared to industry standard, I do the best that I can. I think people just enjoy my videos because I'm a good storyteller. So I think focus more on the content of your content rather than what you're able to have in order to bring it to life. Just a little motivation for you before I give you practical tips. Number 2, start with what you have. I know you've heard this a lot, but it's real. We all started with what we had. We have this and we have that. I'm even still accumulating this and that. But we have this and we have that because we were able to start somewhere, and we're able to see the product of where we started so much so that we're confident enough to be able to invest more in it. So start with your phone, and it doesn't have to be a 14 or 13. I use my iPhone 11 to create content. You can use your 10 or less if they still work. And make sure the background is as clean as possible. So you don't have to have the best space, but if you can find a blank wall, that's fine as well. If you can separate yourself from the background a little and put up a little lamp just to light up the back, that's fine as well. When I started creating content, I didn't even have a clean space in my apartment. I was living in Abuja at the time in a little self-contained, like a little studio apartment. And I didn't even have like a space that I could sit in front of because there was just something everywhere. So what I did is that I went to the market and I bought sheets, like bed sheets, but not bed sheets, like clothes material. I bought one white material. I bought a yellow one. I think I got pink as well. And I got clips. So what I would do is that I would clip it to my door behind me, and I'll put my seat in front of the door, put my tripod and my phone in front of me, and I'll start shooting. If you cannot get something that looks dish, just make sure it's clean. Just make sure it's simple and plain so that you will be the actual focus of your content. And the third thing is try your best to invest in sound first. And if you do not have a mic, use a phone. I worked in an organization where I was part of the social media team, and we hadn't yet invested in a mic because I was the first person that was doing innovative things in social media so far in the organization. So it was when I came that the need for that also came. But before we then purchased that, we used a phone. So I used the office phone, and I would use my phone and film for them. So I'd use my phone as a main camera and would use the office phone as a mic. Literally just like press record and do this. And as long as it's capturing the sound, you can then mix it in post-production. Does that make sense? So those are the 3 tips that I would give when it comes to creating content on a budget. But do not let budget constrain you from putting out the amazing things that you have to put in the world. Okay? Okay. Filming setup. How do I make my filming setup aesthetic? I feel like I already got into this earlier, but let's go through it again. I have my camera, my tripod, and my primary light source in front of me. Right now, my primary light source is this window. Daylight is already going out on me, but that's my primary light source. My chair is usually a bit removed from the background. If I'm not using like a clear, plain background, if there's something in the background, then my chair is usually a little bit removed from the background. Then I try to put something aesthetic in the back. Right now, I don't need to because it's already blurry and there's a little light behind there. But if my background is kind of plain and I have things I can kind of play with, then I try to put something in the background. For example, I would put like a shelf in the background or sit in front of a shelf. It doesn't even have to be like a full shelf, like just a kind of a short desk type shelf. Put something on it, like a flower pot picture, or put like a tall plant beside it. That's what I did in my former setup actually. Then I will add another light source to the back. So previously it was my light stick. I would put it on top of the shelf and make it orange. So it kind of adds a glow to the back, kind of separates it. Currently, the light from the ceiling at the back there is already causing that separation for me. But if I were to use a desk or a shelf, I would put my light stick on the shelf to kind of cause that separation as well and make it another color to kind of add some pizzazz, you know. So that's what I would do. And this can be recreated in any way with whatever environment you have. For example, I've recreated it by moving my chair from the background. Even though I didn't need to add a shelf, there was a light there that I could turn on to cause that separation. So it's just all about those elements: primary light source, separation lights at the back, and you know, trying to play around with the background, trying to make it look aesthetic and all of that. Capiche? What is my content creation workflow? First, I start with brainstorming and ideating content. Then secondly, I go into scripting my content. Then thirdly, I go into filming, and then finally editing and posting. When it comes to the amount of time that it takes, it depends on how I'm trying to batch create. So it took me 2 days, 1 day of ideating and scripting and the other day for finishing up my scripts. And I wrote a couple of different scripts, 2 for YouTube and 3 for Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, that took me like 1 or 2 days, give or take. You can do it on 1 day if you're not really cramped for time. If you're not doing any other thing, you can put your head down from morning till evening, ideate and script. So that's how long it would usually take me. For filming, for a YouTube video like this, it takes me like an hour or 2 to film. So if I'm filming 2 YouTube videos, which I have done today, it has taken like a bunch of the day because I had to get ready. I had to sit with my script. I have to sit in front of a camera. I have to take a break so that my camera can charge in between so that it doesn't overheat or turn off while I'm talking. So it takes most of the day, but it can take 1 day. So what I did this morning is that I did the short form content for Instagram and TikTok early in the morning and then rested a bit for my camera to charge. And then I finished up my script for YouTube, which I was supposed to finish a long time ago, but then I finished it up. And then I filmed video 1, took a break, ate, and then filmed video 2. So yeah, if you plan it well, all your filming can be done in a day or 2. If I needed to go outside and create fashion content, it probably wouldn't have been possible to do today because today is an indoors day. So it also depends on the type of content you're creating. So that can take another 1 day. And then editing is what usually takes long. So the pre-production is usually like something that can be crammed into 1, 2, 3 days. And then the post-production can take the rest of the week. So that's how it usually works for me. And that's what we're doing this week. We're batch creating content for all my social media channels. Does that bring clarity? I hope it does. What does ideation look like? First off, I have a folder of videos that inspire me both on YouTube and Instagram. So on Instagram, I have a saved folder called Inspirations, and I save any video that I think is amazing or nice for one reason or the other. When I watch it back, I'll know why I liked it. Whether it's like the script, the edit, the storytelling, or the way that the shots were taken, or like if it's something that's just new and inspiring and I'm just like, oh, I've never seen that before, I bet I could try it, then I save it in a folder. I refer to it when I'm at loss for ideas and I just want want to inspire myself and figure out like what I could do next. Same on YouTube. All my favorite videos are in one folder. Let me know if you want me to share that with you guys. But all the videos I'm like, wow, this person is amazing. This person tells stories in an amazing way, are all in one folder. I stopped saving videos to it at some point, so it's not really updated, but it's there. Just seeing what creators can do, what people are doing, what people can do, kind of inspires you to be like, I can do that, even though I'm going to bring my personal touch to it and make it mine, or even though I'm not going to do it like the same way this person did it exactly, but this has inspired me to think, oh, actually I can now do this based on, you know, all the amazing ideas that I've seen. So that's one thing that helps my ideation process. Also, as a creative, there are lots of ideas that come to your mind at different points in time. I have a notes folder where I write it all down. Either I write it down or I record it on a voice note. I'm just like thinking of something and I laugh to myself and I'm like, okay, I have to record that. So I say it into a voice note, or I write it down if I'm in a place where like saying it out loud would make me sound silly. So I write it down on my notes app and I save it away. So anytime I'm just like, okay, I need to create the next batch of content, I refer to my notes app, I refer to my saved folders of inspirations, and I try to put it all together and create something. Oh my gosh, the sun is really going down. So that is my ideation process. And then I go into scripting. When I'm scripting, I always consider, who am I talking to? People create just into blank space because they're not speaking specifically to anyone. And you don't even have to create a talking head video saying something inspirational to be speaking to somebody. But like your video, who does it resonate with? Your content, who does it resonate with? Who is it helping in one way or the other? Who is it making feel seen? Or who's going to save this, and for what reason are they going to save it? Like, what are they going to see in this video that's going to resonate with whatever aspect of their life or what they are looking for at any point in time? You need to think of the person, and it's important to love the content that you're creating. I mean, it's not just for other people. We also need to create things that we like. However, the best content creators know how to serve their audience. They know how to find a balance between creating something they love and serving their audience. Even if it's just like a get ready with me, like what is it about this that's going to make someone stop scrolling? Are you just putting outfits together, or are you showing someone how to create an outfit out of this piece of clothing? So what is the benefit of somebody stopping their scroll because of this video, and how can I turn it into something interesting for them to stop and watch? That's what you should always be thinking of when you're scripting. I wrote here, when scripting, ask who am I speaking to, write to a specific person, and when editing, ask how do I make the person who I wrote this to stop scrolling and listen. So those are the things that you should have in mind. The first few seconds are crucial of any video. When you're scripting and when you're editing, keep that in mind. What about what I've said in these first few seconds resonates with this person so much so that they will keep watching the video? If I'm just saying something and I'm just thinking that people are going to stop scrolling because I know what I'm saying is good and the good stuff is in the middle. No, you need to catch them in the first few seconds because people have a short attention span. And when it comes to filming, I rely heavily on my script. So when it comes to my videos, especially on Instagram, people think I just like sit down and I'm just like, today I'm going to talk about this. This is that, all at a length of time. And it came out smoothly and I posted it on the internet in real time. This is what I do. Let's say I wrote a script. Roses are red, violets are blue. You guys are here and I love you. It's on my script, right? It's on my notes app. I wrote it down. Roses are red, roses are red, roses are red. I get in my head, roses are red. 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 I say it so many times because I know in post-production, I'm going to choose the one that I said it the best in. Then I read the next line. Violets are blue. 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 Roses are red. Violets are blue. You guys are here. 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 And I love you. 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 You guys are here. And I love you. And I love you. And I love you. And then I say that. And when I go, I cut. And join. Do you get what I mean? I keep only the best parts. So I cut out the parts where I'm looking down. I cut out the parts where I'm reading the script. And then I join it, and that makes one smooth 1 minute talking head video on Instagram. That's how I film. I rely heavily on my scripts. When I was transitioning to YouTube and trying to create content on YouTube again, obviously, you know, Instagram is easier. You have a couple lines because it's just 1 minute. On YouTube, I had to like list my points because I couldn't just like write out everything that I'm going to say on the YouTube video. To see monotonous, it would not be, it won't just flow because it's a longer form content. So I would just write like the main points of like what I wanted to say. And I found it harder to navigate. Even now, it's a lot better now. Best believe there's a lot I've cut out from this video, like a lot. But it's a lot better now. But when I would start, I would stutter a lot. And I'll just be like, oh my gosh, is it even good? Like, what am I saying? Ivy, what are you saying? What are you saying? Because I'm like, I don't have my script and I'm heavily script reliant, especially because I create content more on Instagram. So I'll just be like, yeah, so da 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 da. And I'm stuttering. I'm like, okay, that's not what I want to say. I want to say this. But all of that, you won't see it because I've cut it out. Okay? So that's the filming process. If you've ever felt like, okay, I want to film and I want to create content, but like it's so hard to film, like all of us were experiencing it. There's nobody that just sits down and just like, I'm a pro. I know how to be in front of a camera. I know what to say all the time. No, we all struggle. So better get your camera, sit in front of it and struggle and edit it out and post it like you were not struggling. Okay, so that's what we do. But I'm heavily script reliant. I think it helps minimize the rambling. It helps minimize going around in circles. It has saved me a lot of time because I would be here for longer if I did not already have outlined everything that I needed to say, at least my main points. And I would finish filming and I would think I should have said that, but now I can't go back and film because I'm done filming. You know what I mean? So yeah, scripts are very important. Editing. Oh my gosh. I feel like it's getting darker. I'm almost done. Okay. I edit with Premiere Pro. Now, Premiere Pro is not like something that any and everybody just uses. I recognize this, and I don't know how many of you are familiar with Premiere Pro, but there's a mobile editing platform called CapCut as well, and it also has a version for laptop. It's just that I've heard that they've monetized it now. But before I started using Premiere Pro, I was using CapCut. I was also using InShot, and I think these are very good, especially because like you don't always need to go out all out with your editing. You can do basic edits and still have an amazing video. And most of the things that Premiere Pro can do, these apps can do as well. Even easier because you don't have to do it manually. It's automatic and you just need to apply a filter. How I started using Premiere Pro is actually from work. I had just learned Premiere Pro. I had just watched a video outlining the basic details of Premiere Pro, like importing a video, cutting a video, and joining it, like the fundamentals of Premiere Pro. And at first, when I started using it, knowing these fundamentals, and I was using it for work, that's the thing that made my hand kind of quicker on using it because I was using it consistently for work. But at first, I was really slow because I had just learned how to use it. So it was really slow working around, like trying to remember the commands, trying to remember how do we cut, and I was still relying on the internet to kind of search things that I forgot. With time, I then started remembering, okay, C is cut, V select. I started remembering certain things the more I used it, so I started getting faster. But till today, I still don't know like the full extent of that app. An editing hack for me is that I think of something like in my head, I'm like, this video is going to need this, it's going to need this type of overlay, or it's going to need this effect, or like a funny part of the video where I make my head swell for some reason, or like I think it would be funny to do this or nice to do this, and I don't know how to do it. So I just go to YouTube and I search how to put words behind myself in Premiere Pro, how to make my head bigger in Premiere Pro. I just search it on YouTube and I see the tutorial and I just do it. So that's how I'm still using Premiere Pro till today, in case you wanted to learn. However, like I said, you don't have to be the best editor, know how to do match cuts. The best videos are the videos where the storytelling is amazing. Because if you see my videos, it's not like I'm a pro video editor. Like I've gotten better over the years, no doubt. I know how to do a lot of things and that's amazing. I'm thankful for that. So I'm not saying that I'm not good, but I'm saying that compared to my senior brothers and sisters out there, it's not like I'm doing anything, but I have mastered the art of storytelling. So that is the most important aspect of making an amazing video. Focus on your story. That's what differentiates you as a content creator and puts you up there. You know, your camera could have all the blurry background, and if you're boring, like, nobody's gonna watch your video. And yet somebody carried his camera, has a black and white video, and is saying something that like resonates with thousands and thousands and thousands, and they're blowing more than you. Why? Storytelling. They've got the sauce. They've got the sauce. You need to get the sauce. Okay? What is the sauce? I don't know how best I can teach storytelling, because I feel like, and not to be cocky, I feel like storytelling comes very natural to me. I just have an imagination of like, okay, this is how this is going to be. Like, I have it in my head and I just put it on paper, and I'm able to kind of put shots together to make it come to life. So I don't know how to transfer that yet. I'll come back to you on this. However, what I've written down so far is always try to create a coherent and cohesive narrative, rather than just saying an atom is... What is an atom? Oh my God, not me embarrassing myself on YouTube. What is an atom ID? Jesus. Smallest part of a substance that cannot be broken down chemically. So I could come at you and be like, atoms are the smallest parts of a substance that cannot be broken down easily. Or I can kind of twist it around. If I were to break you down into the smallest particle, what will remain? Have you ever thought of that? Try to make it not just plain. Try to add spice. Does that make sense? Try to add spice is the best way that I can explain this. And a narrative sometimes can come from because, for example, if you're describing an atom, no matter how much I twist it, an atom is still an atom. Like, there's no different definition for an atom than what it actually is. But the narrative could come from how I tell the story, or what story I attach to the story. I don't know. Storytelling is the hardest thing to explain. And I will figure it out and I'll come back to you guys, okay? And two, one thing I've noticed in storytelling is that the music is everything. Like, music changes everything. Music is so powerful. If you find the right music, you've made your story 10 times better than it would be without music. Like, you've set the tone for what that narrative is going to come out as, and you've kind of created something from that. So finding the right music is everything. How I find my music is epidemic sound. But sometimes even when I'm trying to, like, for example, if I'm saying something like curious, I don't know how to find, spy, curious, deep music like that. So I'll just literally search it on YouTube. Copyright-free curiosity music, copyright-free sneaky music, copyright-free anxiety music, copyright-free anger music, copyright-free sad music, copyright-free volume music, copyright-free keyboard, copyright-free piano, copyright-free... I'm literally searching for copyright-free, whatever the vibe is I'm trying to get, music. That's it. And then I listen to tons and tons and tons until one feels like, oh, this is the story I'm trying to tell. This is it. And then I screen record it and use it for my video. So yeah, apart from using epidemic sound, which is amazing, I also scout for my own music depending on the vibe I'm trying to create. So that's a tip for you. Another thing is, this is an editing tip rather than a storytelling tip. Pace as much as possible. Every few seconds, there should be a change in movement. All the long pauses, all the things in between that are not necessary, cut them out. Cut. You have to be brutal with yourself when cutting your own videos, because you get attached to certain clips because it's you. And you're like, oh, I want to leave that in there. But like, nobody cares. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about your nuances apart from yourself. You're going to be the only one to watch it and laugh, because nobody else cares. So you know what you're going to do. You're going to cut it out. If it doesn't add to your narrative, and if it feels like it's repetitive, you're saying one thing more than once in a different way, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. If it makes the video unnecessarily long, cut it. Because let me tell you, people are going to click off, and it's only going to be you and your mom watching your video. Yeah, I said it. Just be honest with yourself. Like, this is a nice video to see for me. However, if I removed it, this story would still be the same. So I'm going to cut it out. That's what you're going to tell yourself. Okay? And then keep movement, keep it fast-paced. And yeah, you've got yourself an amazing piece of content. You get me? Are we on the same page? Amazing. You're doing great, guys. We're almost there. We're almost at the end. Thumbnails. I use Canva for my YouTube thumbnails, and I'm not really a graphics designer, so I struggled with this for a long time. I was just creating rubbish thumbnails, and I was just using it like that. And to be honest, my thumbnails are not still the best that they can be. I think there's room for improvement, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So what I did is I just found one template that worked for me, and I copied it. I copied everything, and I just changed the picture. If you're on Canva, most of the thumbnails are very generic, very, very generic. So you have to screen through thousands and thousands and thousands of generic thumbnails until you find like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them that kind of look like something that you would stop scrolling for if you were actually on YouTube. Save it in your like favorites and refer back to it whenever you want to create an actual thumbnail. That's what I did. And what I would do is that I would keep the original, duplicate it, and kind of mess around with the duplicated one. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's really how I got my thumbnails on YouTube. Canva experiments. Also, I have a folder both on Pinterest and on YouTube. On YouTube, I have videos that I save somewhere, not necessarily because I like the videos. I've probably never watched the videos, but the thumbnails stand out to me. So I just save it aside as inspiration. I also save thumbnails on Pinterest. And I know there's a lot I could learn still, but what I'm learning so far with YouTube thumbnails is that the brighter, the better. I saw one YouTube channel once of this lady. She posted a video twice. One of them did like under 5K views, and the other amassed 400K views thereabouts. The same video, same title, same thumbnail, everything. But in one of the thumbnails, the second thumbnail, the one that did better, was brighter. The same picture, but was brighter, and the figure, the person in the picture came out a bit more. It was less dark, and I'm just like, wow, that's an amazing experiment. And just think, who am I trying to attract and what will make them stop? What is one piece of advice that I would give any creator starting out? Be bold. Be bold. Without boldness, you're going to have a lot of big ideas, but still remain small. Why? Because you're not going to go for it. The last video that I just posted in December, the one where I went out with my friend and we had lunch and asked each other a lot of funny questions and we're laughing all over the place, I was not going to post it. And it's my current best performing video. I was editing and I was like, people are going to get the wrong idea. And people did get the wrong idea, to be honest. But if not that somebody else was in the video, to be honest, and I already told him, like, I'm going to edit this video and I'm going to show it to you by this date because I want to post it by this date, you probably wouldn't have seen that video. Let me just tell you the truth. Let me just expose myself. And, you know, it's something that we keep struggling with. It's something that you will never get over. Like, you never get over being anxious about the things you put out because you're literally giving a part of yourself for people to see and have judgments about. So it's going to be hard, but you need to be brave. Don't shy away from your destiny because you feel like too many people are doing it. Do it still. No matter how saturated any industry is, there's still space for your unique gifts and your unique contribution. So don't even overthink it. Just start and then think about the other moving parts while you're already doing it. Because if you get into your head and you overthink it, you're never going to start. So just start first and think about the rest later. You can figure it out while you move, okay? I am very thirsty. My throat hurts. I've been creating content since morning. See, it's not easy, but this is my last video, so I'm excited to go and rest. Make sure that you subscribe, leave a comment, ask any questions that you think I haven't addressed, and I'll be in the comments answering you guys. Send this to your friends, send this to your colleagues, your partners, anyone you know who wants to start creating content. I am sure they'll find a lot of value in it. And I will see you in the next video.